So these are all the interactions, sub interactions, and animation in Figma. Also, I will show you some of my personal favorite animation by just by prototyping, which I have been able to pull off, and all these I have used in my real projects also. So okay, let's just get into the Figma file. Okay, so let's get into some animation. But before I start, let me tell you one thing. The animation should be according to the need of the design. If it's not connecting what you are going to depict through your design, it will just be a waste of time and efforts of yours. Okay, so I'll quickly show you the basic of prototype. So as you can see here on the top right, this is the prototype panel, in which firstly you have the device section, in which you can able to choose any mockup for your prototype, and even they can give you the real the latest iPhone models and the Android part, and even they have the mockups for your tablets and even the Apple watches, and if you want something for your Mac, they have got you covered in that as well. Even the TV, and if you want something different, so you can always choose a custom size. It is always an option. And if you want to give a presentation like us, so you can just simply go to the presentation mode, and you can have anything for your prototype, right, as a mockup. Okay, so the next is background. So from here you can easily change your background to any color. For example, if your mockup is very dark, so you want a pretty light background in the behind, so you can do from here easily. Okay, so the next is flows. So this is basically the starting point of the prototype, and by just hovering on it, you can see these three icons. So the first one is basically it will put you where your flow is directly. The second is copy link. You can just simply copy that particular link of your prototype, which I mentioned earlier, as you can just share this link to your clients or customers, and they can just view your prototype and get their comments in that. So yeah, you can copy that particular link from here as well. Then the third is play as a play option or a present option. So by here you can just simply play that particular flow, and even you can edit the name of the flow if you want to give the name, a particular name of that particular flow, so you can do that as well. All right, so this is the let's just start with the basic, very basic of the prototyping. So this is one screen. I'll quickly show you how a smart animate thing works. So I want this particular rectangle to goes here, and it changes, and I want that thing to change its color from red to sorry, white to red. So I'll just make an interaction here. I'll just connect from one wire to this screen, and this is the interaction panel. I'll just quickly tell you about this also. So this is what you need to select. Like this is the first thing I want to click, or I want to drag any particular thing to be to make that interaction happen. And you can make it hover. You can make it a long press or pressing basically. You can choose a key gamepad, or even you can do with the mouse, enter down, leave, and up. And at the last is after delay. So we'll talk about it later, as it is one of the most important features we have. It usually works in the animation part, so I will tell you about this later on. Okay, so let's just put this on click, and I have set the sub interaction to navigate to. I want this navigation from this screen to this screen, and I want it to be animate. So I choose a smart animate here, and I choose this movement of it is linear, and I have set the time of 800 milliseconds. So let's just see how it goes. So let's just click on this. So as you can see here, that particular rectangle moves from up to down, and it changes the color gradually. So if you can just see, it changes color gradually. It is not doing instantly. So I'll just quickly do it again, and please see that. As you can see, it changes its color gradually, not directly. But I have seen this in Adobe XD. In that smart animation, they changes the color of any object instantly. They don't dissolve it or anything. So it's a very cool thing in Figma, I feel. Okay. So next is overlays. I want to tell you about overlays. So overlays are very important these days, as most of our apps and we use overlays for almost every project. So the first one is the center overlay, in which in the interaction details you can see I have put it on click, and I have set the sub interaction to open overlay. Then I have set the position of it. I make it center. I want that this particular rectangle to come in the center. And I have checked the close when clicking outside. So whenever I close whenever I want to close that particular overlay, I'll just quickly click outside of the overlay, and it will be closed. So the next is add background behind the overlay. So I have used a black background with a 25% opacity, because I want whenever my overlay will come, so a black background should come behind it. So to give them more, more look and feel of it. Okay, so in the animation, I have just selected the dissolve animation and linear 300 milliseconds. So let's just see how it will appear. So I'll click on center overlay. So as you can see, center overlay has come up, and there is a slight background comes behind it of a 25% of black. So when I'll click outside of it, it will close, as you can see here. Okay. So the next step is the sidebar animation. So this usually we use this in the websites, especially if we want to open any hamburger menu or any profile menu. So you can see that in the website it comes from the left or right maybe, and with all the links in it. So yeah, so let's just see what how we do this. So I just click on side overlay. I make the prototype by here, and I have just changed the position of it. I make it to the left of the side, and in the animation, make sure you make it move in, so it will give you a feel. It's if something is coming from the left, it's if it's something coming inside the design. So make sure it to you change it to move in, and then the right side, and you can view this in the Figma this screen as well. And I make the animation linear 300 milliseconds, and see, as you can see, it comes from the left, and you can put any link from here, and you can redirect your designs to anywhere. Okay. So the next up we have up is the bottom overlay. So as you can see, many of the apps today uses the bottom overlay over any other overlay, because it gives you more space, I feel, and it is very cool to have it, and very cool animation which comes from the bottom of your screen. So everything is just same. I just change it position from down and move in from down. So let's just see how it will appear. As you can see, it is coming from the bottom. So yeah, so this is all the basic of prototyping. So okay, so I'll just quickly move on my first animation, to my first animation, which I want to show you all. And this is one of my this is from one of my very special project. In this I need to create a type of animation which gives a feel of generating your points as you keep using the app. So this is what I have created. Let me just show you. So sometimes we need to restart the prototype to work, because some animation doesn't. So let me, yeah. So as you can see here, it gives you a feel of like generating something, right? So this is what I created. So I could use a normal rotating circle only. As you can see here, let me just show you this as well. As you can see, it just keeps on rotating, but this does not give the feeling that it generates some point as it goes on and on. So that's why I said earlier, make your animations as relatable as you can with your design, or what all you want to achieve in that. So yeah, keep that in mind. So let me tell you how I created this particular animation. So this is this. So what I have done here is, So as you see here, the only the border circle is rotating. So what I have done here is I just change the degree of that particular green circle, like to 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and so on. And I put the animation like after delay 1 millisecond. So after delay is basically if you want something to works according automatically, and if you put that to 1 millisecond, that means you want that thing to perform totally automatically without having some time. So 1 millisecond is almost like zero. It will appear like it's goes on. So if you want make something automatic in animation, just keep it to after delay and 1 millisecond. And then I have changed it to smart animate linear 800 milliseconds. And make sure you keep your if you want your animation smooth, so make sure you keep it in the linear. If you do it ease in ease out, so that will also work, but that doesn't gives you that smooth effect. So make sure if you want that smooth effect, keep it to the linear and 800 milliseconds, right? Okay. So moving so I'll moving on to the next up is very beautiful splash animation from a project of mine. So in this, the client wanted to have a mix of some cosmic astro connection feel. So I have took some inspiration from the internet of these zodiac signs, and with the help of after delay and some other, I have pulled this off. There's one thing I want to show in here is, like, can you see the glow effect which has come from the bottom? So it's nothing but just a linear color overlay basically. So I have just reduced the capacity here to 20% to 40% to 60 to 80 to 100, and it goes on. So I'll show you how it will appear. Let me just, yeah. So as you can see, so after delay is just making it automatic, and the glow effect is coming like from the opacity thing. So yeah. Okay. So the next step is showing a successful match. For this, I just change the position of every component in the design, and changes some opacity of it. And with the help of smart animation, I could able to make this work. So let me just show you this one as well. So if I'll click on this, so as you can see, yeah. So I've just changed the positions in it. Nothing much fancy. I just use some transparency and the position of the things. So make sure in two of these screens your component names should be same, so that Figma will know that okay, this particular thing you want to move from here to here. If you make the name same, so that by that only Figma knows that okay, that you want this thing to be happen that time. Okay. So the next is very cool loading animation, where I don't want to give a typical circular animation. So I have tried something different and it turned out so well. Let me show you. As you can see, it is moving in the circular, but it's not smooth. It's something different, which gives you a very cool vibe. And trust me, the client loved it. So do keep doing some experiments with your animation, and it will help you a lot. Okay. So the next is very cool as well. Here, the client wanted to have an animation where he wants to show an analyzing bill animation. So I pulled up this in which a line is just moving up and down. So can you see this line and this line? So it gives you a feel of scanning something, and you can see the terms below here. So I've just reduced the opacity like from 0 to 100, and it will, and let me show how it will appear. As you can see, the line goes up and down, and it gives you the feeling of it is scanning something and analyzing something, and it gives you the complete build details of yours. So this is one of from my very special project as well. Okay. So the next one is one more loader, which also gives you a feel that it is generating something. So I'll quickly just load that. I need to restart, I think. Yeah. As you can see, it gives you a feel that it is preparing something for you, not just the loading, but it's just preparing something for you. So in here, I've just using the same things after delay, smart animate, and I've just used the opacity of these circles. You can see by screen, it is just changing, and I made it in the component. So it is more easy for me to, just do that.